guess we should say hello.
Yeah, hello. I'm Lloyd Waring, Money Inc., artist and extraordinaire, amazing person in the whole entire world. And this is...
I'm JD, jdurham.com, photographer, artist. Again, we don't have a name for the show still.
Still no show. Obviously, anyone can send in comments, maybe give us a hand with a name for the show. This is only the second episode, so hopefully you guys enjoy it as much as the first one, which, because if we get less likes on this one, I'd feel horrible. So just keep that in mind when you're watching. So
no pressure. No pressure at all.
A little bit of pressure. So start off with, what did you do this week again? The same as last week?
Same as last week. Well, I did totally different stuff this week. So,
okay. Well,
last week
get ready.
Yeah, it's a long list. So I ended up shooting 50 Days YYC, the opening show.
How did that go?
It went all right. I didn't know, like I said last week, if I was getting in or not.
Yeah.
I did get there. No problem getting in. I just sort of walked in, did my thing, and yeah, it was good. Local band there by the name of Lunar Wild. I don't know if you've ever seen them before.
No.
Relatively new. They've been around for about a year. I had seen them before at Landmark, but I was really tired at that point. So in all honesty, I only shot the first 2 songs that they played at that point. It kind of went and uploaded some photographs and did some editing and wasn't listening to them. So this was my first time seeing their first whole set, and I can say awesome band.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What kind of music do they play?
Rock, but really kind of happy, upbeat kind of rock.
Okay. So you have to be in a good mood.
Everybody was dancing. The crowd was pretty sparse to begin with when I got there.
Well, it was raining. Was it not raining that day?
It was raining. The weather wasn't exactly miserable, but to the credit of the promoters and the festival guys, they had a tent in which the music were playing and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's not like you had to stand out in the rain. You could have stood in the tent, and that was really good.
So you were saying this was going on for 50 days, though, wasn't it? So this is still going right now, then?
It's
so
going on.
So people could still basically check on this or go
if you can find where they're at.
So it's all different places across the city?
All different places across the city. Their schedule, I think, as of we're taping now, is till Monday, and even the Monday show, which is the Outer, which is another great Calgary band, the times to be announced for that. So, I mean, sometimes it's tough to tell initially in the first week where stuff is. I think they're getting that stuff kind of together now, because I did notice that the whole week has times now. So yeah, it's you can definitely take in. There's going to be some good stuff. I mean, the Canards are definitely part of it. The Outer was there, Lunar Wild. So I'm sure you're going to see a lot of really good Calgary bands, in this thing, and it'll all be good. But Lunar Wild was great. I was really impressed with their sets. I was actually really, really impressed with their sets. Yeah, quite a good band. I look forward to seeing more.
Are they from Calgary?
They're from Calgary.
Because last time I remember we were talking about some Australian band that played hardcore music while standing on fire.
This is a Calgary-only music festival.
Oh, okay.
So
everyone in there is from
Calgary. They've got nobody
okay.
coming out from anywhere else. It's all strictly Calgary bands.
So if you want to go and support the local music, that's where you go.
Go check those guys out for sure.
Right on.
What else did I do this week? Just basically trying to get the first video uploaded.
Yeah, that took forever.
Yeah, that took 2 days.
Thanks for everyone's support so far, though. Yeah. Anyone that is still watching, gonna watch this one and watch the first one. I know it was pretty cool. We love making them, so obviously we'll be making one a week. And everyone's kind of been asking me what it's about, and I think we basically just about Calgary and art and pretty much
music,
just rants, anything you guys want to hear us talk about too. You got 2 different perspectives of an argument, so usually I'm a little bit more cynical than most. But
I can be a little cynical too, but it just depends on what the topic is, I guess.
But thanks for tuning in and subscribing, and hopefully you enjoy all the episodes to come.
Yeah.
So like you said, you were putting the video up. That took, 3 days to...
And then just sort of taking a look back at what we did and, building on that. My big thing is I don't like to kind of half-ass things. I like to
perfectionist.
Not perfectionist. I just like to do things a little better. So I was kind of disappointed with the one camera angle.
Well, you guys have noticed we have multiple camera angles this week.
Yeah,
I got the Lloyd,
assuming that I can edit all that
Lloyd
together.
Cam, Lloyd Cam. Hopefully, he edited this as Lloyd Cam.
Yeah,
and we've got double cam.
And then you got the pane cam.
We got pane cam. So he's gonna have to edit the crap out of that so that you can actually see those different views.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of work.
So that might add to the time it takes to go, especially if it's taking 2 days to upload. Yeah. I have no idea what's going on with that, why it took so long.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to have this kick-ass internet connection, which
isn't kicking
doesn't really kick any ass if it takes 2 days to upload a video. And I wasn't even sure if it was uploading at first, to be quite honest. But that took a big part of my time, and then just dealing with some other stuff. Again, dealing with people stealing my photographs, which absolutely pisses me off.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
I won't go into that. I mean, in future episodes, I probably will once things sort of come to a logical conclusion. Then I'll either be really, kind of politically correct about it, or I might just rip some people.
Rip some people on your asshole.
Yeah,
gonna rip some assholes.
Yeah, just it gets tiring, right?
Well, it gets pissy.
It's
I know
thing.
I've had people kind of bugging me lately, and because I've been really slow, obviously, because I've had my wisdom teeth out this week. Obviously, I was bitching about that last week.
And how did that go?
It was all right. I had oral sedation, so I was sort of out of it. I remember little bits of that, but not eating since and not having a cigarette. I've been really, really fucking pissy. I've been awful to be around. Yeah. Awful. Yeah. So not my jolly self.
No.
I really, really do miss having a good munch sesh, and I don't know. It's just a horrible surgery to have in your mouth.
Yeah.
And it all went wrong. Like they had to take it out in multiple pieces, one of my teeth, and there's a hole between my sinus and my mouth. So I don't know, something going on in there. But I'm feeling a lot better now. It's been 4 days?
Yeah. Well, you look a lot better than the photograph that you sent me.
You guys, lucky you see me now. I looked like I had a golf ball in my mouth.
Yeah, no, you looked completely different, man.
So this week's been super slow, and I've had people hounding me about artwork and stuff, and I really haven't been in.
You haven't been doing any stuff. I mean, you brought me that collaborative piece today to finish.
That we finally started a collaboration with you like last year.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So. Maybe we'll actually get it done for this.
Yeah,
this
so hopefully
Comic-Con
you guys will be able to see that in Comic-Con. Anyone who's coming down to that, because we're in the BMO this year, right?
Yeah, we're in the BMO. So
anyone that came and saw us last year probably noticed there was a big post in front of our table, and we were kind of lost in the.
Or you may have seen the post and not us.
Yeah, you might have just walked past us and just actually more people walked into the post than our table.
Yeah.
So. But we're in the BMO this time, so hopefully everyone can get a good look at, all of our paintings. And now, if you're following the podcast, you guys can come down and take a look at what we do actually do. Hopefully soon in the podcast too, we'll have our artwork just behind us here on this TV. But you guys got to fucking wait for us to get our shit together.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to do, and we appreciate it for, any input that anybody has, title of the podcast, what they'd like to hear us talk about, anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you want JD to wear a dress,
JD will not wear a dress on
he will
any
wear a dress.
You'll be lucky. You'll be lucky if I wear anything other than black. I mean, how long have you known me?
It's true, but I don't like wearing bright colors.
Yeah,
I think I look like a twat in bright colors.
So do I.
Like my girlfriend thinks I look all right in red, but I just feel I think I look like a twat.
Yeah.
I do like black colors too. You would look weird in a dress, but it would be funny, and I think the viewers would enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm sure they would, but it's.
I think if we got enough comments about if we could get them in a dress, that would be.
Yeah,
awesome.
if we get 1,000 subscribers in a week, I'll wear a dress.
That's pretty good. That's worth it. I would, I'm hoping you guys are gonna give us 1,000 subscribers now because I want to see him in a dress 100%. You better mean that.
Yeah. Oh, I do. But you gotta set the goals where they're totally unrealistic.
Yeah, 1,000 subscribers, that's quite a bit, but I might be able to make it happen. I'm gonna make some fake accounts tonight on YouTube and stuff. So I'm just playing. So you wanted to talk about Banksy today?
Yeah,
Banksy.
Yeah. Well, I know you're not a big Banksy fan.
No, I'm not a Banksy fan. I'm a Robbo fan.
Yeah.
Team Robbo.
Yeah. I don't know how many people.
No, they probably don't follow that argument.
You might want to just kind of bring people up to speed. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I don't want to. I don't know. I only know what I've seen on TV and guess what I've read. But obviously Banksy and Robbo are both graffiti artists out of London. And Robbo, I would call the first graffiti artist out of London almost. I think he had one of the oldest pieces in London at a certain point, which was under a bridge there by the Thames.
Yeah.
And I think the first fight came when Banksy covered over a piece that was one of the oldest pieces in the city.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest argument is that Banksy's work's protected worldwide. You know, like, it doesn't matter where you are, what the rules are. I'm not allowed to graffiti, but if Banksy came here and did a piece, fucking, it'd be plexiglass, you know? And...
Well, they had that. They had that piece that they thought was, and in all honesty, I haven't checked to see if it's still there.
Yeah, that's not fair. You know, I don't give a fuck who you are. If graffiti's illegal here, it's fucking illegal here. Why is it all right for Banksy to come and do what he wants, but I can't express what I want to do? But anyway, like, he covered over a piece of Robbo's piece, and they had a war that went on for, you know, years, basically. Yeah. And Robbo finally started to get on his feet, and he started doing some shows, and he died mysteriously. Then he went into a coma mysteriously. I don't know. There was a lot of controversy between Banksy's followers and Robbo's followers, and I think they were sort of having a war behind Banksy and Robbo's war. Yeah. And they don't know whether it was an accident or whether he was jumped, but they found him in London somewhere bleeding, didn't they? And he was in a coma for a certain amount of years. And then Robbo recently, I think, a year or two ago, died. Yeah. Which is kind of sad. But I was a huge Robbo fan. He did, you know, massive things for the graffiti in London. He was a really down-to-earth guy. It's a great documentary about it. What do you remember the name of that documentary?
I don't remember the name of the documentary.
Yeah, I'm sure if you have a look on YouTube for
Banksy versus Robbo,
Banksy versus Robbo, something like that, there is a documentary about the two, and it's really interesting to watch. You get a different perspective on Banksy because I was a massive Banksy fan, going to be honest. But I think that it's time for Banksy to show himself. Speak for himself a little bit, because there's some things going around about Banksy about he's a bit of a twat, bit of a dickhead, has done some kind of harsh things, he stole a lot of artwork in a sense. I'm not, you know, there's that French guy who originally did the rat, the rat, yeah. And that's one of Banksy's biggest pieces. Yeah. Let's be honest. Yep. You go to London and you expect to see the rats from Banksy, and, you know, even in the documentary, I think they talk about that, and, you know, he is a little sour. The French guy seems a bit sour about having his shit ripped off, but then so would I. Yeah, no, and I mean... Well, so I think he needs to come forth and maybe, you know, give a perspective on it, which I don't think he's done. So now people are just left to their own devices. Yeah. And most people think he's a cunt. Yeah, I mean, it's... Banksy's Banksy, right? I'm not going to take away from his art, you know, amazing stencil artist. He has good ideas, but how many of them are his own? Yeah, well, I mean, some of his projects that he's been doing, like Dismaland, you know, that's a pretty big undertaking. For those of you who don't know, he sort of erected a small theme park in Bristol. Yeah. And basically, it's called Dismaland, and one of the rules actually that's there is that you're not allowed any kind of pens or spray paint in there, which I thought was funny, actually. So you personally can't? You personally can't bring anything in there, so I think there's a fear of maybe people vandalizing stuff, maybe some of Robbo's, you know, supporters, stuff like that, or just guys that are just looking to do that kind of thing, and maybe get That's a weird rule. I know, it is a bit of a weird rule, I think. I mean, so there's that, and the other one is basically that there's no legal you can't be a legal representative of Disneyland, is the other rule. Okay. But I think they're charging £2 or £3 to go in. Yeah. It runs from today, August 22nd. Like, I did see some pictures of the artwork. It does look a bit boring. Yeah. It's, well, he's making a statement. There's a lot of sculptural work that I saw from the show. And I mean, Banksy's known for that stuff as well. Like, I mean, there was like the telephone boxes that he murdered and had, you know, crime scenes and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's along those lines. I mean, it's £2 or £3 to get in. It runs from today, August 22nd, the time that we're recording. Well, if you're around Bristol when you got £2-3, why not? And it runs to something like September 11th. So, I mean, it's worth going and taking a look. I mean, it'll be interesting to see if people try to, you know, steal some pieces out of there or exactly how it functions. And having the rule not to bring pens and whatnot in, I think that's going to want people I'd want to bring a pen more now. Yeah. I'd want a graffiti in there. I don't get that rule either. Yeah. Well, I think they figured that people were going to go in and tag a bunch of stuff. And you know... isn't that what we support?
Well, you know, it's that whole argument: are you a street artist or are you a graffiti artist? Right? I mean, there's sort of those lines as well.
Yeah, but what is that? That's where we've had this talk a million times. When can you suddenly start calling yourself a street artist?
I think when you're going out and you're planning your stuff and you're, you know, it's more an artistic thing versus, you know, straight up tags and throws.
But that's where, you know, when you come from the basics of graffiti, though, the movement of a tag, the way you move your arm and
right.
and the whole speed behind it is part of the art form behind graffiti. So, you know, is that not street art in itself? For some people, that is.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people don't understand tagging. A lot of people think that tagging's gross.
Yeah, and you know, I understand.
And I get it. I get it sometimes when it's on, you see it on store windows and shit like that. But you know, I've tagged things in the past, and people have had go at me, and it's shit that why not tag that?
Yeah.
Like, why can't I do a little scribble on it? You know, and some of them are actually really nice.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No,
You can't drive down the road without seeing 18 McDonald's fucking advertisements, but I'm not allowed to scribble my name on something. It doesn't make sense.
No, and that's, you know, like you know my thing with billboards and stuff like that. And I hate the obnoxious element. You know, like, you know, the Cowboys ads that you see all, you know, girls with their boobs hanging out. I just don't need to see that, you know, or, you know, the Calvin Klein ads or whatever. I don't need to see it when I'm driving. I find it a little invasive myself. I really have an urge to kind of go and deal with those, but I don't do that stuff anymore either. So. Well,
and living in Calgary too, we have extensive laws here about street art.
Yeah. You can sign your name to a bus shelter on a little tiny area, and I think it's a $5,000
fine. So, and if you can't pay that, then you got to spend 30 days in jail or something like that. And
oh God, it's more than that.
Is it?
It's more than driving without insurance.
Yeah. So that's
scribble your name on a bench, $5,000 fine.
Yeah.
Drive around in your car with no insurance, hit somebody $2,800. I mean, it's
mental.
Yeah, there's a little bit of loss of perspective in there, if you ask me.
Which is why we're stuck doing canvas.
Yeah. Well. Or anyone that wants free walls. I mean, Edmonton has free walls. Airdrie's got a free wall. I mean, it's good to do those things. I mean, we did the skate park last year. We tagged.
Yeah, that was fun. Park. We did the skate. Where was that again?
Langdon. Yeah, they invited us out there to.
Yeah, that was super fun.
Yeah, and we had a bunch of kids as well that from the community that were out there as well, and that was really cool.
You know, that was a good time. That was one of my favorite times. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So you guys can check out all those photos too on our Instagrams. I know I have the pictures from all of our free walls and from the skate park show there where we did a bunch of graffitiing and clean the place up because they had a bunch of dirty shit written everywhere and meth hoots written across the fucking.
I forgot about
meth hoots.
Yeah.
Was written everywhere. So you guys can check those out on my Instagram, which is Money Inc. 6 and
Paint Inc.
Over here.
INC, not INK.
Yeah, I'm INK, he's INC. But you can check all those photos out. That was actually a really cool paint session, and there's some really good pictures on there as well. Because I think Jamie, my girlfriend, was taking tons of pictures that day. So we got some. You can see the kids kind of watching us paint and stuff like that. And anyone listening too, we'd love to do more graffiti. Anyone that wants their, any kind of mural or any type of, if you own if you own a store,
if you want skulls on the side of your building, I'm down.
Fucking give us a call because we'll slap her up there for sure.
Yeah.
So,
and then D's Nuts. Did you hear about this?
D's Nuts. Well, I know it was like some goofy guy on Facebook or something that says D's Nuts. I don't.
No.
Elaborate.
It's the U.S. presidential campaign.
What do you mean?
It's a big circus. Nuts. It's crazy. They've got Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, and then 9% of the popular vote. And I mean, their election doesn't happen for another year, but they're all campaigning.
So what? And these guys are going for president?
Yeah. And D's Nuts.
Who the fuck's D's Nuts?
D's Nuts is a 15-year-old Iowa boy who registered that name as running for president. So he trolled the entire U.S.
And he's actually he's allowed to run for president? Or
No. But they were out and they were doing the polls, and he was 9% in the polls. Greatest troll ever.
So D's Nuts has been 9% voted in to be president. Who's the 9%? I want to meet the 9% of the population in America that voted D's Nuts to be president.
Yeah,
so Donald Trump is running for president.
Donald Trump is running for president.
Why?
he wants to be heard, I guess.
I don't like
know.
Donald Trump. I think he's a wanker.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's saying some crazy stuff in his
Like what?
campaign. Get rid of all the immigrants, all that kind of stuff. He's pretty aggressive.
I don't like him personally. I think that's, maybe he'll be good in there, but I don't know. No. I remember he was saying that, he would only ever get into the campaigning for presidency if it was really fucked up.
Yeah.
It was on Oprah or something like that when he said that he would only ever do it if it got really fucked up. So he must think that shit's going down the pan then.
Yeah. Well, it is. I mean, if you look at the candidates, you've got Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, and like Jeb Bush. I mean,
holy shit! Yeah, what is the world coming to?
No, it's gonna be.
We are shit for choices on that. Well, not that it's our choice, but they are shit out of luck for choices there on that one.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be an interesting thing, and I mean, being so close to the States and getting an American TV, I mean, you're gonna see it all over the news and media. I mean. That's how I found out. Well, fuck, let's
be honest. Out of them three, I think these nuts should have fucking won, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Well, they should make him like interim president. Yeah. So he can't be it because he's not 18.
These nuts. Yeah. That's fucking hilarious, though. Yeah. That's too funny. I honestly didn't even hear about that. That's too funny.
Yeah. And then there's also the other big news this week was Jared from Subway getting charged.
He's fucking little kids or something, isn't he?
Something like that. Something ridiculous. I mean, he's up on, child porn charges or something
Jesus,
like that. It's awful.
Fuck.
But the memes, the social media memes that came out were incredible.
Still going to get his foot long in prison.
Still going to get his foot long in prison. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah. Usually I don't post that stuff on Facebook or anything like that, but that one just made me laugh.
Yeah, he's going to weigh an extra 140 pounds with fucking Big John in him.
Yeah.
What a sick wanker, though. Yeah. Like, honestly.
Yeah. Subway as a corporation's got to be freaking out at this point.
Fuck, yeah. Like when your main mascot guy is a pedophile.
Yeah. Well, if I was Quiznos.
Buy a foot long.
Yeah. Yeah, Quiznos. I'd be all over it if it was Quiznos.
Yeah.
Like, our rep isn't pedophiles. We don't have spokespersons that are pedophiles.
Get a pizza sub.
Yeah. Yeah. All sorts of jokes that can come from that.
Yeah, no, that's fucking disgusting though. I did see that on online. I didn't see too much about it though. There was some stuff here on Facebook about it, but they didn't say how he got caught. Like, how the fuck do you get caught? Was he openly dating a fucking younger girl? No, this is what I don't understand. Or did someone catch him? Like
what I heard, and I didn't read anything into it because I really ultimately don't care. But I had heard that he had approached a lady about getting him underage girls.
Ooh.
Yeah. So he was.
Who the fuck do you approach to do that?
I don't know. Some like.
That's that's another thing me and my mates were talking about the other day because I know it's not a nice topic, but gang rape.
Yeah.
We were talking about that and like it. Because it's coming out more and more. In England, they're talking about they're finding lots of gang rape victims, and it's horrible. Awful. It's fucking awful to hear about. But where the fuck do you find that many friends that are all into rape? Yeah. I'm confused of how 4 mates get together and one's like, oh, do you want to do a bit of gang rape tonight? I'm totally down. It's fucking weird. Yeah, it's confusing to me. Yeah. Like what, if one of my mates came forward with a fucking story like that, I'd kill him.
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, gang rape.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, and to find friends that are in on it, like, come on.
But we're gonna take a
I'm gonna get a
break here. Lloyd's gonna grab a glass of water, and we'll be right back.
Cheers. Back from the break again for the second time. Everyone doesn't know that we just did a second take of the break because the dogs won't stop fucking barking.
Yeah. I have 2 dogs, so they go off the rails every once in a while, depending on what plastic bag blows by the backyard, or some obnoxious drunk guy on a loudspeaker on the golf course during a golf tournament.
Yeah, which is really fucking annoying. We were talking about how much I.
So, anyways. What are you doing this week again? You're getting back into the artwork.
Getting back into the artwork and getting back to work. I need to make some money. I've been off too long because of the wisdom teeth. So getting back into it. Business cards is what, I kind of got into there. I need to get business cards because last Comic-Con, tons of people asked me for business cards.
Yeah.
Had nothing to give anyone.
Any idea who you're going to use for those business cards?
No.
Well, if anybody knows anybody that does business cards or is good for business cards,
and he's cheap, let me know.
Yeah, let Lloyd know. Leave a comment below.
Yeah,
it's good, or get in contact with us.
Because that was hard not having business cards.
Yeah,
and it's a bit embarrassing when you get asked for a business card and you don't know.
Well, you didn't expect it at all, did you?
No, and I was really nervous too. Didn't know what to expect at all.
Yeah,
that's your worst fear when you go to a show as an artist, that no one's gonna like you as shit. Everyone watching that. I don't know if you sing, draw, poetry. It's scary.
Yeah, it is nerve-wracking.
When people look at your stuff and just keep walking or not interested at all, and you'll get bad comments and
yeah, absolutely. When you put yourself out there, you leave yourself exposed.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you don't want to get killed. I mean, if you even take a look at this podcast, for example, what did I tell you? That I expected there to be 3 views, right?
Like
me,
exposure.
you, and like one of our moms, right?
Yeah, exactly. And how pleased was my mum about it. Now mum gets to listen to me for a fucking hour a week, rant about absolutely nothing. She loves that. She really missed that. Now the world's fucking exposed to it. But I guess it's good for Jamie because now I get the ranting out, Because I love a good rant as well.
Yeah, well,
and that's what everyone said. I love to go on about shit.
Yeah.
And as if you guys love to listen to me go on about shit, then you tune in the right place because,
Well, and a lot of stuff, times these are things that need to be said.
Yeah, you've got to have a moan sesh sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, being in business and stuff like that sometimes you're trying to be as politically correct as possible.
Especially art. It's so fucking frustrating. There's so many artsy-fartsy fucks out there that just, create such a shitty environment.
Yeah.
Like, it's so competitive.
Well, it is competitive. I like the competitive nature of it in some ways. In other ways, I don't.
The whole thing about art for me is it's chilled back. If it's competitive, it's not chilled.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm not competitive. Like, when I see people doing artwork who, I went to art school with and are always posting, of course it makes me want to get off my ass and do something. It makes me realize how fucking lazy I've been for like the last...
Yeah. Well, when I say competitive, it's not a race to me or anything like that. I just want to be doing well in comparison to everybody else. Like a good example last year was Comic Expo.
Being lazy in a sense, because I find I'm lazy sometimes.
But if you remember, there was a booth directly across from us.
Yeah.
Ali Eeps, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she had constant traffic. And I remember sitting there just kind of, looking like, okay, what is she doing? Like, what's...
Buttons.
Yeah, buttons.
Buttons.
It turned out to be buttons.
Buttons.
Yeah.
Everyone at Comic-Con buys buttons. I don't get the craze in buttons.
And at the end of the whole thing, I thought I did horrible print-wise.
Yeah.
But if you look at... I think we talked to a bunch of people afterwards. We actually did really well compared to everybody else. Yeah. It just felt like we weren't because we didn't have
Not
buttons.
many people stopped to look,
We didn't have fridge
stopped.
magnets.
Yeah.
We didn't have... whatever other little knicknacks that a lot of people were stickers, all those kind of things. We didn't have that. We just strictly had prints.
Yeah. And paint. I had a couple paintings.
Yeah, and the paintings.
Yeah,
So as a whole, we did really well in comparison. But I mean, at the time, I was kind of like, oh wow,
Yeah, and I was really nervous, but I was really happy then. It helped my confidence at the end of the 4 days. It was a good experience for me because just to know that even one person wanted to buy a print was enough.
Well, just that people were buying your original works too. I mean, that was awesome.
And to everyone,
the moment that first original piece sold, I was really happy.
Yeah, and for everyone who did buy a piece,
that whole weekend
I'm
was
so thankful for it. And,
yeah.
I got commission pieces afterwards that I finished and sent off, which were good. So yeah, it was a really good experience, and I'm excited to do it again next year.
Yeah, I'm really excited again this year as well.
So and we know more what to expect this time. I think anyone that saw us on the first day there in Comic-Con, we were a bit scatterbrained. We didn't know how much space we'd have and what
we were allowed to do. Were we allowed to put a backdrop up?
So
which I have now. I do have that backdrop.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. So now we have.
You saw it last week.
Yeah, we have
the paper hiding or hanging up on it. I mean, I use it as my backdrop.
And we're gonna have a lot more paintings this year too, right? We talked about that because.
Yeah.
I'd like to have more paintings up because that's basically what I have to sell. And prints.
I mean, we'll have more prints this year, obviously as well. I mean, it's just building off the successes of last year, and I mean that's what you have to do with any project. is built off.
Well, and Comic-Con's getting bigger every year in Calgary too. It wasn't the first year I went here in Calgary wasn't as big as it was last year even.
Oh,
and
God. I remember
I'm sure
going,
this year coming is going to be massive.
You know, and it wasn't necessarily the same organizers, but I remember going and it was just comic books at like the Sandman Hotel downtown.
And for anyone who doesn't go to Comic-Con or is weirded out by Comic-Con or thinks it's just it's not just comic books. It's
everything.
It's everything. It's honestly, I think anyone can go and have a good day, and
absolutely.
and it's over the weekend. If
yeah, absolutely.
Why not?
But
buy your tickets early because they do sell out, and
In fact, I would say it's more than comic books now. It's more the entertainment side of things.
Well, and even watching people dress up
and all that
is
kind of
always
stuff. All
fun.
the celebrities that they have in. The fact that they had guys like what's Doogie Howser's
Neil Patrick Harris.
Harris.
I was pumped that he was there last year.
Yeah, so was I. Cool. I wanted to go on a trip to White Castle with him. Yeah. Like I was all down for that on a road trip, but he didn't want to do it.
He didn't want to do it. I've actually always wanted White Castle.
If he wants to do it, Neil, if you're watching this by any chance and you want to do a trip to White Castle, we are totally down. We will
exactly the same as the movie. Even
doesn't matter. We'll do a little road trip podcast maybe.
I've actually always wanted to go to White Castle. Those little burgers look fucking delicious.
Yeah, and we don't have them.
Does anyone know where the closest way is? It only America?
It's only in America. It's kind of like Jack in the Box and all that.
There's another thing. It's like
Carl's Jr.
Spicy
Sonic.
Buffalo Cheetos. What the fuck? When are we gonna get those? America's got spicy buffalo Cheetos. Why the fuck don't we?
Okay, you want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
Lay's. You know they have the flavors every year. The states do it and we do it.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a friend that I have down there that I play on Xbox with by the name of Matt, and we were talking about he's actually doing a chip exchange with a friend of mine up here who also plays Xbox. We have our little Xbox group, and they're doing a Lay's flavor chip exchange because we have different flavors than they do.
Yeah, like I like the chicken flavor.
I can tell you right now, in our discussion last night, our flavors suck.
They
in
do.
Comparison.
Canadian flavors are shit.
Baked beans. Why is that a flavor of chips? Why would I want?
And even though, like, because they've been bringing out the new ones on like scallop potato, right?
Yeah,
that's one of the
PEI scallop potato.
That's one of the new ones. Okay, but when you taste them, it's just cheddar flavored chips. They haven't fucking gone out of. The only one that was mildly different was butter chicken.
Yeah, butter chicken,
which was all right.
That's probably the best one, and then they have Montreal smoked meat,
which just tastes like smoked bacon flavor to me.
Yeah, well, I haven't tried any of them personally, but the States they've got like I think they've got like gyro, which is like the Greek.
I miss the English flavors like Marmite, Branston pickle and cheese.
Marmite. Marmite is so awful.
Marmite is gorgeous.
It's like salt.
Marmite is lovely.
The Australians are into Marmite too.
Vegemite. I think, but I hear they like.
Oh, it's Vegemite.
Vegemite. I like Marmite. I don't know what the difference is between Vegemite and
Vegemite
Marmite.
is really salty, if I'm not mistaken.
But then Marmite is salt. It's bitter, salty. I don't know how to explain it.
Like how much of that? You only take like a little tiny bit. Like
you just kind of tar it over your toast. Is that why?
Yeah,
like in a sandwich. It's great with cheese because
people usually use a little bit of butter, right? And
yeah. Well, I'm English. I put butter on fucking everything.
Well, I know that, but what I'm saying is it just kind of adds a little bit of salty taste to that. Is kind of
I think it's really nice.
Like, could you eat a jar of that? Like, if we got a jar.
No, and they used to do that challenge in England, didn't they? They used to do when Ant and Dec, they used to do the Marmite challenge. So you had to eat Marmite off of the teaspoon. You had to do how many teaspoons of Marmite could you eat? And people would get through like 1.5, and they're just like it's like stuck to the top of their mouth because it's like it's a bit thicker than peanut butter. It's like tar, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can't. It kind of like coagulates in your mouth and just goes down like whole. It's hard to spread. You know what I mean?
Maybe that's something we should do is eat a bunch of Marmite.
Do the Marmite challenge. I think I do better than you though because I really like Marmite.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't last, but
yeah.
How many people would it take for you to eat a can or the whole jar of Marmite?
How many people?
Yeah.
Well, you get small ones and the large ones.
Yeah. What? But I mean, there's those big ones. Like they used to be like that, right? I mean, but I don't think you can get that here.
No. Well, and I have to go to Superstore to get it.
And it's expensive.
Yeah. Anything imported here is fucking expensive.
Yeah.
And then if you go to the British store here, like
no.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Like
like
Jelly Babies. You like Jelly Babies?
I love Jelly Babies. And I tried those with the girlfriend recently, the first time she's ever tried them.
Yeah.
And she loved them. She loves that powdery stuff they put on
the powdery
that
sugar
flour,
kind,
whatever that floury stuff is they put on Jelly Babies. I don't know if anyone watching this has ever tried Jelly Babies, but if you go to the British shop, I think there's one in the farmer's market on Blackfoot.
Yeah, and they're like $6 a pack.
Yeah, but if you've never tried them before...
Yeah, well, I mean, the problem is that I could eat.
And I was really upset. I went to that
$6
farmer's market
packs
looking for honeycomb.
Right.
Everyone's like, yeah, go to the bee woman there. The bee woman will help you out. And nothing.
What, like just
honeycomb, like that, you know?
Yeah, the wax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not just the wax. You get,
but with
it comes with a layer of wax.
Yeah.
But there was nothing there.
Yeah, no, that's not something I've ever seen here, to be quite honest. You see it all the time back home. But yeah, Jelly Babies are awesome. My wife likes them as well. We went back, and this is years ago now when we weren't first dating, but when we realized that we were serious about each other and stuff like that, we went back all to see my family and stuff like that, and she's been hooked on them since too.
On Jelly Babies?
But I mean, it's it's a bad thing, right? Because people will come and they'll bring us all a pack, and mine will be devoured in about 10 seconds, and I'll be like,
that's why people that eat fucking slow. I love pepper armies though.
Yeah.
Pepper armies, I'm fucking addicted to them.
Yeah.
They're so good. And everyone over here is like, oh yeah, it's just pepperoni. It's not just pepperoni. It's a pepper army.
Yeah.
It's different. And it's gorgeous. And our crisps in England are just way better. You got Quavers, Monster Munch.
Chocolate as a whole there too.
Well, yeah, but I heard that Canada uses powdered milk. And we use real milk. And I heard that's the main difference there. Or we use real cream or something like that makes it...
Yeah, there is a distinct taste difference.
Because chocolate here don't go off.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's ever had a chocolate bar and you buy it and it's like white almost.
Yeah.
Where it's sat like in the sun for like 8 years. Like you go on the Max and it's like that, dusty Mars bar that hasn't been touched since 1972.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be awful.
I had one like that in Florida actually. I don't know how long it sat in the sun for, but it was all white. I ate it.
Yeah. So what else are you doing this week? Anything else?
The week coming up or the week that just gone?
Either or.
I don't know. I'm not a planner.
Yeah.
I kind of go with the flow, the same as the podcast. I just I hate planning things because then I know I have to make it. And I'm horrible for that.
Yeah.
It's like doing these. I always tell you I'm eating in the morning and then I'm always later than I say I'm going to be.
Well, I'm too busy to not plan.
And I always try to fit too much in a day when I plan. And it just ends up being a fucking gong show of shit. So now I just kind of like take it day by day, like what can I get done today sort of thing. And I'll just kind of plow it through it. But
yeah.
So I just kind of have like a massive list that I'm just going to go like work down. And somewhere in that list is chill out.
Yeah. I actually plan around your lack of planning. I don't know if you've noticed that, but the last couple of times that it's like, I'll send you a text message, but I'm really on the way downtown already.
Yeah, see, like, my lack of,
I already planned to do some other stuff, even though I said, hey, let's meet in the morning. It's like, I'm going downtown.
My morning consists of absolute chaos.
Yeah.
So honestly, it's just kind of how it's been.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's an excuse for me to go to the record store. I mean, sometimes I need excuses to do. I am always there. It's always, I'm getting good stuff, man. Yeah. Like, it's... a few records every week. I mean, I'm picking up records for $5 kind of deal. I mean, it's great. I mean, you can't even buy.
No, I listen to music a lot.
Yeah.
I'm weird, like I listened to a lot of metal before, but I go off genres and I stick to certain genres at certain times. And I'll listen to rap for a certain couple of weeks and then I'll be on something else in next week.
Like this is George Michael week for you.
Yeah. Well, and that was sort of just because we were talking about it and, I like drawing to it and stuff, but, yeah, I was...
What album?
Of George Michael.
Yeah, or is it just a mix?
I think it was just sort of like a mix of like some of the best of George Michael. Greatest hits of George Michael, which is a CD that my mum used to own. She'll remember that. I know she's going to listen to this and she'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember him dancing around when he was like 8 years old, like a twat in his room.
Yeah.
I thought about that last night though. We were chatting about it. Like I'd be fucking worried if my son was dancing around to fucking, Careless Whisper and he's fucking in his bedroom if he was 8.
Yeah, but
she dealt with that.
Yeah, but at that time he wasn't out, so
He was, wasn't he?
no.
When did
He's always been really been quiet about it. He was really quite when he went solo, when he moved out from Wham, right?
Yeah.
He kind of went off the radar, and I mean, even you see it in his videos.
Well, they're all about women. Well, they pretend that it's about women.
And he was nowhere to be seen in those videos either.
No.
Yeah, so he was
until he did one with Elton John. He was in that video a lot, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's taking himself out of the public eye, and I can understand that.
Well, by going through something like that back then was bloody awful, though.
Oh, yeah, I know. It
would have killed his career.
Well, it wasn't widely accepted, right? No. I mean, people weren't open-minded about it. I mean, there's still to date people...
Yeah, but they were making big steps today.
Yeah.
I don't think you can... They're getting their rights now, and it's a lot more accepted, and, fucking everyone's gay these days. Fucking everyone's coming out saying they're gay now.
Yeah.
It's almost cooler to be gay, apparently, now. It's like those things on Facebook that my mum posted one, and it's like, I'm happy and straight, and, I'm proud to be not homosexual.
Yeah.
It's because, it's so acceptable now to post, to be gay and proud, but you can't be not gay and proud. Almost, it's like homophobic if I talk about how much I love to have sex with women, and
I don't think that's necessarily the case. No,
I feel like it's getting there, though. You know what I mean? Like you got everyone changing their Facebook page to rainbow and like.
Yeah, but that was
rest.
Yeah, but the rainbow thing was more in conjunction with the states legalizing gay marriage, which was a huge step. And it was a big thing. But I mean, in all honesty, I mean, the funny part is Canada. It had already been a kosher thing for years.
I heard that it was actually what would you call it? An experiment, a social experiment. I read.
What's that?
The rainbow filter that Facebook
really?
put on. There's actually a thing you can read about on Facebook where they said it was a social experiment. Whoa. And they were actually doing a social experiment on like who would use it, why they would use it, sort of thing. And I'm not too sure.
Well, that's the thing with Facebook. I think they track all that stuff.
Oh, of course they do.
I mean, if you've ever looked in the back end with the ads, Facebook ads, the demographic you can say male, female, age, live here, have these interests, all that kind of stuff. So you can narrow down your demographic. So I guarantee you that they're tracking all that information. I mean, it's valuable information for marketers, absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, they've got to make their money somewhere, and they're going to figure out how to make their money. And
well, and Facebook's just fucking massive now, isn't it? It's huge.
Well,
I remember when we were using Nexopia.
Yeah. Nobody's MSN. Never not on Facebook too, right?
No,
I mean,
constantly.
I'm
online constantly, and even when I'm not on my phone, I'm constantly online though. Like I'll get a feed, if you send me a message, I get a ding.
Yeah.
So you're constantly on Facebook.
I try to wean myself that off a little bit. I try to keep active.
I did, but then that's where, with being an artist, you've constantly got to be on social media. Constantly sharing your art, sharing. And I found it easier since I've been doing that. It's all about...
Yeah, but in some ways it's not. When was the last time you saw an artwork piece on my Facebook from me? An art piece.
Yeah, but when was the last time we've both done art, But lately,
I'm consistently doing it.
I guess you're doing the photography part of art too.
That stuff is showing up, but the drawing part, you haven't seen anything because it was getting ripped off so much. I just stopped posting it. Yeah, and my thought is that every year at Comic Expo, I will bring out the stuff. If you like my stuff, you can come see it and all that kind of stuff. And if you want to pick up stuff, that's great. If you just want to take a look at stuff, that's also cool. But I kind of made a conscious effort to stop posting stuff online because I don't want my stuff to be everywhere or taken or, misused or, not used in a way
I don't like the
like
thought of that. Like when you put your shit on Instagram, they own the picture now.
Yeah.
I don't like that either, Well, that's fucking weird. Why do you want to own a picture of me and my girl? That's fucking odd.
Yeah. Well, there's that guy from New York.
I could be on a fucking herpy advertisement somewhere in fucking Indiana,
Well, there's that artist from New York that printed out Instagram photos and he sold them for a bucket of money.
Exactly, but they could be using your face for anything. You're on a fucking hepatitis advertisement somewhere, like Yeah.
Well, Facebook was doing that for a while too.
Yeah, it's not fair though.
There's a little unethical if you ask me. I mean,
it's the same with that. Everyone's saying, "Do you have Snapchat?" I don't know if you have Snapchat.
No,
if you use Snapchat, and I was using Snapchat until they redid their policy about using my microphone and my camera and what they can do with my pictures, and I refuse to accept that policy.
See, I don't get Snapchat.
And you go online right now and type in like nude Snapchats. There's fucking hundreds of fucking poor girls or guys that have sent fucking Snapchats to someone, have been screenshotted, or someone from the Snapchat place has posted this shit on the internet, and it's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
And you can't trust anything these days. Like none of these apps, and all your privacy is taken. Like I heard in the Facebook Message app, they can like listen to your mic and they can like come into your fucking messages, and it's just not right.
I'm not surprised that's the case. It's the same with the Xbox.
Well, it's like London. You can't fart in London now without a camera hearing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've even got voices on the corner of the road. Stop loitering.
Oh, really?
Stop loitering. Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah. Nah, it's...
what's
a
London
little
like
too
the most video camera city in the world?
Yeah,
isn't
no,
it?
it's always been like that. I mean, as far as I can remember. I mean, it's been a big thing. I mean, there was some social experiment stuff where, I don't know if you ever saw the guy that dressed up like an alien and started, combing around London streets.
No,
and then basically, next thing you know, there's hundreds of police basically barreling down on him and stuff like that because nobody knows exactly what he is.
Fucking ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Some crazy shit going on.
Yeah, well, they thought they were going to catch an alien, but it wasn't quite that.
I hope it was a good costume at least.
Yeah, it was. You couldn't tell if he was human or not. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a good little experiment to see, kind of how they would deal with things, right? Yeah, no, it's quite old. It's probably 10 years old, that video.
Ancient Aliens tonight. Just thought I'd throw that in there last time. I know everyone loves a little bit of Ancient Aliens tonight, so I'm pumped on that. It wasn't up this morning.
No?
But I will watch it tonight, so fucking looking forward to that.
So you didn't watch an episode this week?
I didn't, no. I watched the episode actually last week when I got home. I watched the episode for last week after we did the last podcast, so that was interesting.
Nice.
Fun.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good show. And I think that's as far as my scheduling goes.
You schedule your life around Ancient Aliens?
Not just Ancient Aliens, there's certain shows that I really do enjoy and certain things I do enjoy during the week where I'll schedule to make sure that it happens at a certain time during the week and that I'm free on that time to do those things. But everything else that is like more important doesn't get scheduled.
I'll schedule my TV, but I'll schedule nothing else.
Yeah, and like not just TV, like if I want to go for a walk or I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna take a quick break again. We gotta reset these cameras here because they're got a 30-minute time limit. So we'll be back in a couple minutes and
stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Time for this commercial break, except there's no commercials. It'll just be a fade to black and then back in.
Welcome back to the most thrilling fucking podcast out there. Am I not right? Thrilling. And so what were we chatting about before?
Just sort of what we're doing in the weeks to come.
Oh yeah, you were talking about my lack of scheduling.
Yeah.
What have you got coming up?
Tonight we're always filming on a Saturday pretty much, and so usually Saturday night I've got something going on. So tonight I am photographing the Buffet, 240, and Electric Revival at Distortion. So that's going to be entertaining. It's going to be the first time seeing the Buffet, which will be interesting.
So you're just excited to see the Buffet?
I'm excited to see the Buffet. I'm also excited to see Electric Revival.
The Buffet, is this a band or is this a buffet?
It's a band.
See, I thought you was talking about happy to see in a buffet.
Yeah, no, the band's name is the
Right
Buffet.
now, I'd be fucking pumped to see a buffet. I'm so fucking hungry. I feel like I haven't eaten in 4 days.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see them. Electric Revival. I have their vinyl record upstairs, Pirate Radio. So I'm really excited to see them live. See the guitar with the built-in, Thurman and stuff like that.
Okay,
which is,
I have no idea what.
The little wavelength thing you see on Star Trek where they play music and they move their hands.
Okay.
Kind of that thing.
Yeah,
so,
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that 240 who I had in here a couple weeks ago now.
He was in here?
Yeah, 240 was in here and we did an interview. Writing, not I recorded audio, but it was just for notes.
Wasn't as good as this.
And that's up on the website, which is liveyyc.com, which is my new website project.
Okay.
Looking at Calgary music. a lot of people, if they know me, know I work for Concert Addicts. I do stuff for Portal Magazine. I do a fair few things for music mags, photography-wise, article-wise, but I wanted to focus more on local stuff, so I figured that launching my own little thing where I had my own creative control, because I kind of like my own creative control sometimes, would be a good thing. And it's been doing really well, so doing those guys. I talked to Scott from the Path Less Traveled. I'll be photographing them upcoming too. They're opening for POD.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. Path Less Traveled's another Calgary band. And as well, next week I've got Open Air. They're doing their album release party. They have the outer opening for them. And I hope to get their vinyl album, because when I went to their opener, they didn't have them yet because they got them shipped in from Croatia. And I guess they had some shipping issues. Yeah.
Well, you
getting vinyl made is
unless you want pierogies and garlic sausage, don't ship it from Croatia.
Well, or vinyl. I guess Croatia's got a lot of vinyl producing guys that are good. So I mean, getting records made, Croatia's an option. But they apparently have it in now, so I'm excited to get my hands on.
Well, you got a busy coming out.
Yeah, it's always busy. At some point I'll probably shoot some more 50 days YYC stuff, assuming that the schedules work and I know what's kind of going on. Because for me, I've got a plan, right? I mean, I sort of had these 3 days open to do some of that stuff, but kind of let people know that I was looking for something else because I didn't have anything solidified. I like to have things kind of set in stone. That way I'm not sitting here going, what am I doing now? And then I'll probably go back to the mountains because I've been spending a lot of time in the mountains.
You have. I saw those pictures. Beautiful.
Yeah. Thanks. No,
beautiful pictures. I feel like I was there. I don't need to go now, so I feel good about that. So I was.
Well, that's good. That was a few-hour hike to get those photographs. No,
it looked like it was out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, so and that's what I like to do. We were talking about Facebook and being plugged in all the time and stuff like that.
And how did you like the paddleboard? Because I know your the other half took the.
Yeah, she loves the paddleboard.
See, I'm stricken on the paddleboards.
Yeah.
Not into it.
No.
You? Thoughts on paddleboards?
No.
I think shit.
I would rather...
I get it for other people.
I'd rather go surfing.
I would rather sit down.
Yeah.
Because, I find paddleboard, it's not crazy. You're not cruising.
Yeah.
It's slow. And you're taking in the sights. I want to sit down for that. I don't want to be standing up and constant...
Yeah. I think you have more options.
I think it looks awkward when you see people paddleboarding. Yeah. Like I saw a couple doing it at Sylvan Lake, and I was like, what? It looked fucking awkward.
Yeah, and that's just flat, still water lake paddleboarding, right? I mean, you have options. I mean, that thing you can take into surf. That board she has in particular.
So you can use it to surf.
Oh, absolutely. You can take that into the surf. You can take it down a river that's got a little bit more lively to it. So, I mean, you've got those options.
So, yeah, if I'm going to do something like that, I ask to be like, white water rafting. I like to go, if we're going to go, let's go hard.
Yeah. And you can do that on a paddleboard.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, she sold her kayak to get the paddleboard.
Okay.
And
so do you still have a kayak? Did you have a
No, I don't have a kayak either.
You just said fuck it. So
no. I just I'd rather surf than anything else. But,
but where are you going to go surfing here?
Well, there's no surfing in Alberta.
Exactly.
I mean, it was different when I lived out on the coast, but there's definitely no surfing in Alberta.
No surfing going on.
So, yeah, I mean, mountains are great. I mean, the nice thing is that this guy doesn't work at all. This cell phone, it's dead. It's
when you're out on the mountains, you like that?
It is like a brick.
Yeah.
So there's no Facebook coming in, nobody's tweeting at me, all that kind of stuff. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy that stuff, but sometimes I just like to be away. Because there's that expectation sometimes, like when I text message you, that I text message you back immediately, right?
Yeah.
And you know me well enough to know that if you text message me, I could text message you immediately back.
Or like 8 days.
Or 8 days later.
Yeah. Well, I'm like immediate.
Yeah.
If I see it, I text it because I have like some weird thing about not getting to the phone. Like if you call me and I don't pick it up, I'm going to have a fucking panic attack. Like literally I get like anxiety from it.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a number I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'll probably get lots of prank calls now. All my mates just calling me being fucking dickheads. Oh, he's going to love this one. He's going to have a fucking panic attack. And I'm really bad for like, if you give me a number, I'll never add the number. So every time you call me, I don't know who it is. So every time you call me, I'm like, who is this? Who is it? And I'm like, I fucking called you yesterday, man.
I do the same thing with the numbers. You know, I'm like, okay, I'll put that in my, and I never do it.
But I'm always scared. I'm always who is it? Like I'm on a scary movie or something. I freak out about it.
But
even other people's phone, I have that thing where, like, say you was going to pick up the phone and now get the phone. When you got off, who is it? I'd ask you who it was. And I do it at work. People I don't even know. People look at me like, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you to ask me who it was? Yeah, who was it?
Yeah.
What did they want? I'm intrusive that way, I think. I'm weird with phone calls.
Yeah, text messaging to me is not an urgent thing. If I send you a text message, it means that, hey, you need to know this. Get back to me whenever it's convenient. If that's 5 minutes from now
text
or 5 days from now.
I don't want to hear your fucking voice right now.
Yeah. Well, it's that too. Like,
you know. It's good for that. Because I hate talking on the fucking phone. I hate it. Yeah. Anyone that knows me, if you're on there for more than 5 minutes, I'm like holding it with one finger and just not even listening. It's too much.
Yeah. If I send a text message and I don't get it back, you know, I don't care. If it becomes a timely matter, that's when I make a phone call.
But then what I do fucking hate, and everyone needs to fucking stop doing this, is when you send someone a text, if you've got a lot to say, write it out. Don't send 18 text messages like, how are you doing? What are you doing today? Because then you get like 80 pings. You know what I mean? When you can just like condense the entire fucking text, you know, and send it as one. You know, I got one today and it was just like, how's it going? What are you doing today? Do you want to hang out later? Like, just send it all as one. Like, how are you doing? You want to hang out later? One whole fucking sentence.
Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I don't.
Do that to me. And what is with the dot?
Now I'm going to do it all the time.
No. And what is with the dot after? Like, when someone's like, did you like my posts? Yeah, dot. What the fuck does that mean? Is that like...
I don't know.
Yeah, I've got nothing else to say on the subject. So if you were going to write dot after something in a text message, what are you meaning by that? Because I don't even...
If I use dot, usually I've rambled up to that point anyways, and it's just saying I would completely ramble but for another half hour.
Because I always get like one-word answers from people, and it's like one-word answer, dot. What's that?
That's weird.
Was it sarcasm? Did you like it? Yeah, dot. Like I've got more to say, but you don't want to hear it.
Well,
That's how I'm taking it. I had to tell my mum to stop doing that.
Why was she doing it? Did you ask her why she did it?
Yeah, she didn't even know. See, but then my mum's one of those mums that will just do shit that she thinks other people do in text messages because she thinks that that's how you're supposed to text message.
Yeah, well,
like my mum's always sending me like, what do you call it when you shorten a word with just letters? You know, LOL, lots of laughs.
Oh, she's just making them up as she goes along?
She fucking makes them up. I swear to God, she'll send me like 18 letters in a row, and
you've got to guess.
Yeah, I've got to guess what the fuck it is that is supposed to mean, and then she'll say it like it was like something that is hip. It's like, Mum, no one's ever fucking said that ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, if you send me abbreviations like that, short of things like LOL, I'm probably not going to get it anyways.
She's got abbreviations for fucking everything.
Yeah. No, I would be lost. I'm lost normally.
I'm always texting her. What was that? At this point, it'd be easier just to write the whole thing out because abbreviations ain't working. Because now we're having text messages in between about what a fucking abbreviation stand for. It's unreal. I can't be dealing with it. The worst texter ever.
Yeah, well, I think that's a generational thing. I mean...
Yeah, well, texting's massive these days, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Kids get thumb... There's actually like a thumb thing that you can get now from texting too much.
Oh, an injury?
Yeah. There's literally kids with thumb injuries out there from texting.
That's crazy.
That is the lamest fucking injury I've ever heard in my life.
You know, and it's funny. You know, I look at stuff like when I was a kid. If you phoned my house and I wasn't home, I didn't answer the phone.
Even when I was like 18, 19, I only had a home phone for a while.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a cell phone because I was just so sick of it. Like, the kids don't climb trees anymore. Like, you drive past the parks in Calgary and they're fucking dead.
Yeah.
Dead. You know, there's so many parks in Calgary. So many. Like, you go to like Mackenzie Town, you know, down south in the new community areas. There's a park every 5 fucking steps. Every second block, there's a bloody park. No one in it.
Yeah,
no one plays in parks anymore.
Well, you don't... I mean,
it's
even...
fallen up. They've got iPads.
Yeah. Well, I don't see kids playing street hockey here anymore.
No. I played street hockey even when I came over from England. Like, I loved it.
Rollerblades, because you had no other choice.
Shinny. Yeah.
You had no other choice. I mean...
That's what's going on.
If you went to the soccer field, you were standing there by yourself.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, it's so hard to get a game of sports together with mates here.
Yeah.
Unless it's like hockey in the winter.
Yeah.
And even that is, you know...
Yeah.
You know, I'd love a game of rugby with the mates, or, you know, a game of football, but it just doesn't happen anymore.
I think that's a generational thing again. I mean, I used to play every
but
weekend.
What the fuck? Like, parents need to kick their fucking kids out the house.
Yeah.
Like they buy their young kids iPads and shit, and it's just I don't even have an iPad.
Yeah.
I don't need one. I'd like one.
Mine's an alarm clock.
Yeah, so you use your fucking iPad as an alarm clock.
I know,
right?
isn't that sad?
Yeah, you know.
Well, I also use it as an arcade machine, so I mean that's I've got it set up to play all these classic games and have a little cabinet.
I
with
like
the
that
joystick
about them. I just think kids today can't manage their time on it.
No, not at all.
And it's just not good. It's just not going well, is it?
Well,
and I'm scared to have kids, to be honest. I'm scared to have kids in today's world because there's so much more shit that you got to be scared of than you was, you know, when you was raising kids, 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah. But you just have to get out there with your kids, I think, and do things.
I think
get
that's
out
half
and
of it.
do things.
But it's all their friends though. They want to be doing what everyone else is doing, and everyone is online.
Yeah,
everyone's playing video games.
Well, I mean, I do it too. I spend probably way too much of my spare time.
See, I'm lucky. I've got ADHD.
Games.
I think I cannot spend too much time on PlayStation because I just get bored. It's like 15 minutes into it, unless we're having like the best game we've ever fucking had. Which everyone knows those games when you log onto PS4 and it's just like the most amazing, epic-filled fucking Battlefield game you've ever played in your life. But unless it's that, I can't do it. I just, I'm in for about 15, 20 minutes and then I'm done. Like, what happens usually with me and Geordie, like, I'll call him, because we only ever play together. I don't rarely play on my own. I'm only going to play if you're online.
I am the exact same way.
So, I'll call him, do you want to play? He calls me back, text me, whatever, I'll be on in 15 minutes, right? He's terrible for that. He's never on in 15 minutes. Geordie's worse than me, fucking. His shit, he's always like, I'm going to go take a shit. He always needs a shit before we game. And his shits are like, I used to live with him. They're honestly like 8 hours long. You could write a novel in there while he takes a shit, It's not like ready to go or anything. So he always does that. So I always have like 3 or 4 games because I'll load on thinking he's going to be 15 minutes and he's not. So I've played like 3 or 4. And by the time he's on, usually you're
bored.
Yeah, I'm done. And then if that first game with him isn't good, I'll sign off.
Yeah.
So I'm not on there for very long.
Yeah.
Which is good because I don't spend my whole day. But then I'm bad when I get a brand new game.
Yeah.
Like when you come up with a brand new game and I get it, I'm on there. I'm at work thinking about it.
I'm bad for playing FIFA, but I play with my friends.
Sports games piss me off though. I get too angry. I want to twist the controller and shove it through the fucking TV screen.
I have those too, but
like playing Gran Turismo. I said, and when I bring it out like once a year. Gran Turismo. It's a good game, but it gets boring once you've played it too much. And when you get into it, you get into like 10 laps, right? There's some laps there where you're doing like 15 laps, and you get like 11th lap, and you're like spin out and like
everybody passes you.
You have to go to the pit, and do I quit? Do I restart? Or do I do the other 10 laps and hope to God that I can win again? And I've wanted to just kill someone.
Yeah.
Like last night, I was getting all hot inside. I had to go outside and stand in the rain. There was probably steam coming off me. I looked like Max Payne.
Are you excited about, have you seen the Star Wars Battlefront stuff?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But a little bit timid about watching it, obviously, because it's it's done by Disney now. And so it's going to be different.
Well, I'm excited.
But as well as other people, I only watched Star Wars a year ago.
Really?
Yeah, remember? I fully, I've seen bits and pieces before then of the originals, and I'd seen Phantom of the Menace, which I know everyone hates, but I had nothing else. So last year, remember? And that's when I did all the Yoda pieces right before Comic-Con. Okay. Because I just went off on Star Wars because obviously the first time I've ever seen it, and I watched them back to back. I watched 1, 2, 3, the originals, and I watched the newer ones. Yeah. And I loved them. It was great.
Nice.
I had a great time watching them. Now I know why there's such a big following behind Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean, the Battlefront game coming out, which is basically
I love the first Battlefront was fucking amazing. I'm pumped for I saw the video play that you posted.
Yeah, no.
And it looks fucking amazing.
I am so excited, but I am so scared that I'm going to be so disappointed because I am so invested in this. Yeah. Which is sad to say.
I was so invested in Brink. I don't know if you ever heard about Brink when it came, and it was so bad.
Yeah.
I waited so long. The video for that game was so good, and I was so all parkour and everything. I thought it was going to be really sweet, kind of like Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever played Mirror's Edge, but that game was fucking wicked with the parkour and the graphics. It was amazing. And it was shit. I was so disappointed. And but I loved Battlefront, the first one.
Yeah.
We tried to play that the other day, but due to PS3, you can't play the PS2 games.
Oh.
So then we were trying to download a program that would let us play the PS2 game on the PS3, and it never ended up happening because we just wanted to play the old one.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. I mean, in the meantime, I will continue to play. Well, I'll play FIFA when it comes out in September because I always play FIFA. I'll play NHL. I mean, again, it's all social.
Play NHL. See, I can't, any of the sports games I can't get.
But yeah, and World of Tanks.
See, the only games I play are really Battlefields, like shooting game, and Assassin's Creed. I love Assassin's Creed. Obviously, once again, because it's like Ancient Aliens.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed is like you're playing. You know, I love it. It's all conspiracy theories, and the maps are phenomenal.
Yeah, the one you're playing, Black Flag, is really good with the pirate
just beat
ships.
It, though, didn't I? Yeah, I know nothing to do with my life.
I have it. I mean, I have a hard time. Same thing as you, playing by myself for any period of time because I just get bored.
Yeah.
Unless it's really, really, really good.
Yeah. Plus, like Dead Space.
Yeah.
Played that till the end. I think me and Jordy beat that in a night together. Yeah. It was so good. Scary game, but fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And they also brought out an animation DVD with it, which was really, really good. Yeah. And I have that, the Dead Space. And they switch it up from 4 artists, so the artists change throughout the comic, throughout the cartoon. So
that's cool.
Really good game, though, Dead Space. If you haven't played it, play it.
Yeah, I played it for a while. Again, same thing. I get to a point and then I'm just like, I'm done. Like this is all because
I love Aliens. I love Aliens, though, right? So I love the storyline behind the evil like aliens taking over your body and sort of thing.
I only got halfway through.
Did you see that spider face hugging looking thing that they seen on Mars?
No,
you didn't see that.
No.
I know, but a lot of people probably saw that. But it was well, we've been getting more and more pictures off the rovers on Mars, right, lately. And there was one that, it looks like a spider. It looks like a crab. Weird. Looks like it's really gross and creepy looking. It's on my Facebook page. You can check it out. Really creepy. Total Mars picture. Yeah, it looks like a face hugger, man.
I don't know. I don't like the sound of that, man.
No,
the face huggers are...
awful. Yeah. Worst part of the Alien movie for me. Really makes me feel sick. So, what do we got? 12 minutes?
Yeah, we got about
12 minutes left to rip your ears about this alien on Mars.
Yeah.
But I was watching a program the other day, and there's actually a guy that's come forward, and he says that he was stolen from a child, and he was
stolen from a child, stolen as a child?
Right. Okay, yeah, he was stolen as a child by the government and put into a special program where he was going to be trained to be in this space program where they took him to the moon, and then they took him to Mars where he was trained in battle to protect Mars, and then they sent him back in a wormhole where he was back in his teen years, back when they took him, so the 20 years that they took him for didn't really happen. And now they're doing all these tests on this guy to see whether he's a nut job.
Right.
And so far he's not a nut job.
Really?
So, and he has vivid memories apparently of being on Mars and being on the moon and reliving his life twice, which I thought was really pretty out there. To come forth with that story, you've got to be on one. No one, you can't prove that, and you can't. What? Where'd you go from now? He's just a nut now. Where'd you go from now?
Yeah. Well, and that's it. I mean,
he can sit there and be as normal as possible. He is normal in the documentary. He doesn't seem like he's a whack job.
Right.
But who's going to believe that?
I don't. My first assumption, nut.
Well, yeah. Who's going to believe that? And why would you come forward with that? I think there's some psychotic problems there.
Yeah. Or it's.
And if it is true, what the fuck?
Nah, it's. More likely he's got some mental health issues.
I do believe that Mars is more inhabitable than they make us believe.
I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me.
You're not too into the space program. No?
I'm never going there, so it doesn't matter.
How do you know that?
How do I know that? I'm not going there.
Not into it at all.
I barely fly out of the country anymore, so I'm not going to Mars, right?
Why is that? You don't like flying?
No, I don't mind flying. I just haven't had the time, man.
But that's I felt like that before I went to Spain. Yeah. I felt like, I spoke to you before I went. I wasn't even really looking forward to it, was I?
Yeah.
Then I got back and I was just like, needed that.
It's and that goes back to me going out to the mountains and stuff like that. I mean, you build project after project after project after project, and they just sort of
I guess that's the
sort of blend
you
together,
have
right?
of living in Calgary and living near the Rockies, we do have beautiful wildlife to go and see. On
Yeah,
weekends in your spare time, and we're all gifted in that way.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, it takes a day.
No, I don't stop and think sometimes. I used to live in England. I used to live by the beach, which was nice, but by any means,
beach.
It's not the most beautiful fucking beach in the world. Pebble Beach hurts to walk on. So, but
be a great spot for Dismaland.
Sometimes to stop, great spot for Dismaland. But it's nice sometimes to stop and look at the mountains and realize, that we live so close to the Rockies, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I've been doing it the last month. I mean, I've been scheduling myself a day off.
Me and the girl should go to Banff more. I feel like I should go and.
Especially when the weather's nice.
Yeah. Well, even when it's cold, I like Lake Louise when it's cold.
Yeah.
Lake Louise is lovely when it's cold.
Yeah. Oh, even when it's freezing, that hike that you saw the photographs for, I plan on doing that again when there's a ton of snow.
And winter is coming, by the way.
Because that waterfall will freeze, and I think that will make a phenomenal photograph.
They made good photographs even when it wasn't frozen. So that will make a lovely photograph.
Yeah.
So, it looked like a nice walk. But I'm flat-footed, so long walks, I tend to get painful feet.
Yeah. I had to buy new boots. I had to buy new hiking boots because, I didn't have hiking boots. Yeah, well, you got to pack in and pack out.
We were laughing the other day because when I first got to Canada, I thought trail mix was for animals on the trail.
Really?
Well, come on, it's a bag of fucking... When I, looking at that, I was hoping that humans weren't stuffing that in their mouth on the trail, I thought it was for deer and shit. As dumb as that sounds.
Chipmunks. Well, you could feed them that. They'd probably eat it.
Well, fucking any animal.
After it kicked the shit out of you, but...
After it's beat me in the face.
You're a friendly deer. Smack, smack.
I actually had an argument with a guy once because he was telling me that deer was the most violent animal in Canada or something like that.
I wouldn't say they're the most violent.
Well, I've never had a problem with one.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you corner one, I'm sure it'll smack the living crap out of you.
I'd corner a fucking deer before I'd corner a bear any day.
Yeah, well, no,
sit there and tell me it's the most dangerous fucking animal in Canada.
Moose are
nasty.
massive
too. I seen a moose for real the other day, and I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
I was riding once in Fernie, and we were coming down, and there was a moose. And it was kind of sitting in the muskegee water and the bridge going over, and it was using the bridge as basically a headrest, and we kind of sat there for about an hour and a half.
They are massive.
Yeah, well, it was not going to move for us, and it could care less that we were there. It's like, I'm hanging out here, and
that's
you
awesome.
Go fuck yourselves. It was kind of his attitude.
That's the great thing about living around here, especially around Christmas. I like to go up by Castle Mountain.
Yeah.
Last Christmas saw wolves out there. With the bears, which was awesome.
You got to prepare yourself for the bears. I have to say, I
have bear spray, and we have bells.
I don't. I have bells.
I
have bells and I have bear bangs, but I don't have bear spray. And I feel that
I've never had to use bear spray though. I've
never had to use the bear bangs either. Yeah. But I mean, I haven't come.
I have seen a bear in Lake Louise. Going up to the ice cream shop, and there's that ice cream place at the top of the hill there. And when we were going up, we got growled at by a grizzly bear. That was the scariest shit ever because you got the fucking road is winding. Yeah, it does that. So he growled here, so you got to walk back on the bear. Yeah, which was horrible. Parents are like, don't run, you got to walk, and you got to back off slowly and all that shit. Yeah, fuck that. I just wanted to get the fuck out of there. I've never wanted to disappear more in my life. Yeah, it's really scary. Hated it.
Yeah, I've never come across face to face.
It's the closest I've ever been.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely know that they've been in the area because I've done tons of riding in the mountain, and you'll ride, and then you'll come across like you just rode through somewhere, and you'll come back through, and there'll be like bear scouts, and you're like, scary. They're there, and especially on a bike because a bike's quiet. Yeah, and to be honest, I never put bells on that and just whip around and. It's a good way to kind of sneak up on an animal really fast, right?
The only time we used to go was when we were biking. Yeah. Because I way prefer downhill biking, mountain biking through there.
Absolutely.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's good fun. But, I got hurt every time we went. I broke my wrist last time we went. Yeah. It's dangerous. It's super fun. And you can do some really long legs there. I think there's an 8-kilometer leg you can do just in Bragg Creek if you just want to just go down to Bragg Creek.
There's phenomenal trails around in
Brilliant.
Alberta. Absolutely.
Great fun.
We used to just have close to the house here. I mean, we had
take a couple of joints, take 32 some packed lunch, and just hit the roads. Yeah, you heard me right. Take a couple joints. It's good fun though, and it's great, And I had a good time biking. I miss it. My bike's destroyed right now, but I miss that. We got to get me and the girlfriend have got to get bikes because we have rollerblades, and apparently that's unacceptable. I got told the other day that that's unacceptable for me and my girlfriend to be rollerblading together downtown.
Yeah. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to give you a bye.
Everyone's
but you know what? If you want to leave some comments about Lloyd rollerblading in the comments below, absolutely go for it.
I'm actually really, really good too. Yeah. I'm super awesome.
I don't know if that's something to be proud of.
Blades.
Do you wear jean shorts with the pockets hanging out?
No, I don't. But I remember those used to do that on Brighton Beach.
Yeah.
They used to do that. I remember that's, well then when we got to Canada for the first time, that's all I did was rollerblades because I didn't go to school and I just, now it's not cool anymore apparently.
What do you mean anymore?
It was cool at one point.
It was never cool.
I made it look cool. I still make that shit look cool. If you see me rollerblading down 4th Street, I look cool as shit.
You should learn to skateboard, I think.
No, I've tried it, and I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I can't do it.
You can do it.
I can't. I tried to ollie for fucking years. Can't even get it's...
Yeah, but even just... Most people just cruise around
It's not my thing, and I'm really pissed off with longboarders lately. And
why?
I don't know.
Because they're just there?
Yeah. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't And now it's just like a thing to just carry your longboard everywhere.
See, I don't get it. Calgary's too flat to
longboard. And they'll carry it everywhere. And I don't know. And then you've got them swerving down the middle of the road. I get it. I know everyone's going to be mad at me now because they love their longboard. And it's such a huge fucking movement right now. And I'm into it. Okay, you look good on your longboards. But please don't swerve in my face.
Yeah.
I'm walking down 17th Avenue because I don't know which way you're going.
It's just no big enough hills, long enough hills to actually longboard, in my opinion here. I mean, we used to... When I used to skate, like there was a couple hills that we used to do things like we'd go coffin down, but I mean, that was just...
Yeah, but it's like that fad that they just want to do it so bad, I'm just going to carry my longboard around so people know that I longboard. Yeah. I hate that.
Well, then it's a fashion statement.
Yeah, and I hate that.
Sport,
you know what I mean? I'm just going to carry my longboard around 17th all day and how much fun can that be? Yeah. Let's be honest with ourselves.
It's like, how often do you see me with my skateboard?
Exactly.
Never.
How much fun
Except
can
when
it
I'm
be
skating.
to walk around with your fucking skateboard? Can't be that much fun.
No, I mean, it's
and that's
pain in the ass to lug around.
I think part of the reason for skateboard for me is you're constantly carrying the bastard thing around. With a bike, you can lock it up and you can leave. And I did used to have one of the bags, you put the skateboard in your bag and you walk around. And I get it. But I don't like carrying a backpack. I'm one of those people, I hate carrying things.
Right.
A bag, a drink, anything. I'll drink it on the spot. Like I prefer a can to a bottle. Yeah. Because I don't want to be carrying it held down. You know what I mean?
I always have to carry a bag, unfortunately. Camera gear, I'm always carrying. I'm always lugging shit around. I hate that. Yeah.
And I'm always with the girl and I'm carrying her fucking bags and we'll go somewhere and it's too hot. Carry her top, too cold,
Oh, you're a good man.
Oh, you got to. I got caught in that hail the other day. Everyone, when it flooded down 4th Street and I had to give her my hoodie and my hat and just soaked, man. Yeah. And then a fucking arsehole came by in a truck when I had the window down going on McLeod and he fucking soaked me through the window. Oh. Literally, I was fuming. Fucking so mad. There's leaves and dirt in the car. I was really angry about it.
That's the crazy thing about Calgary, though, is the weather just changes from extreme to extreme so fast. Like, even the rain yesterday, I'm like, geez.
Yeah, and it came out of nowhere.
There was flooding in the Northeast. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah. Crazy.
It's just nuts. But, I think we're pretty much done for this week. And
this is another week's podcast. Hopefully we get some more comments this time, maybe of what you guys want to hear next week. And we can maybe come up with a name.
That'd be great.
So, hopefully you enjoyed as much as you did last time.
All right. Take her easy, guys. We'll see you next week.
Peace.